Okay, today we're going to talk about carving out the shapes in your cylinder. You should have your top and bottom on. You probably want to have a banding wheel so that you can easily spin your cylinder. And then I'll talk about several different tools. The one you'll probably use the most is the exacto knife. I would suggest that you have a wooden stylus that you can use to plan out your design, kind of figure out where you're going to be putting things. And then there are some hole cutters over here of multiple sizes. That's what these are. Here's another one that's a little bit smaller. This is a good carving tool if you want to carve lines instead of cutting them out entirely. It's a loop tool. And then we have a clean out tool which works similar to an exacto knife, but it's not quite as sharp. Okay? So the first thing that you're going to want to do is probably plan out what you're going to do. So if I'm going to do some vines that kind of swirl around, I'm going to very lightly kind of just draw in where I'm thinking those are going to go. And this one's going to curve this way. And then maybe on this side, as I turn around, maybe I'll have one coming in. So this one curved up and down. This one maybe will go up the opposite way and come around. So there's the second one. And then I have a space here where I probably should put something as well. And maybe this one just goes a little bit more straight up and not all the way to the top. So those are kind of my plan for where I'm going to be cutting the leaves. And then on those vines, I can take my loop tool and I can just go into the clay and it kind of cuts out a carved line. You notice that it makes sort of these little crumbs on the sides. You are going to want to try and get rid of those. If they don't come out right away while you are working, you can always do it once you are finished and it's a little bit firmer. So this is a line that I'm carving into and not necessarily going all the way through. You do want to be aware that this is only 1/4 inch thick, so you cannot go too deep or you will cut through. So there I have my line carved. Doing a little bit with my fingers to clean it up. Oops, I forgot to go all the way down. Trying to get the big chunks off. And now I'm going to start with my leaves shape. So I'm going to do kind of a typical leaf shape where it's sort of a football shape. When you use the exacto knife, you want to keep in mind that these do loosen up. So this part here, the top part, will untwist, and that can make the blade fall out. It's helpful because if the blade breaks or gets dull, we can switch them. So if the blade is loose on you, then you need to just twist this up until it's tight. Okay. When you're cutting, if I'm going to do a football shape like here right at the end, if this is what I'm going to do, I want to start carving in the corner. So I poke the blade into the corner and then I pull it down. I stop at the other corner and then I go at the top, start at another corner, push it in and pull it down. When I finish, I should be able to grab the clay out. It might be a little bit, oh, I must not have gone all the way through. Oh, here it comes. So sometimes it's a little bit tricky to get it out if you don't have it cut all the way through. And there I have my first shape. You want to check your edges. Just use your fingers to kind of soften any round areas. And if you see any cuts in there, like there's a rough part in there, I'm not sure if you can see it, but I'm just going to smooth that out by grabbing that. Okay? And then I can go to my next one. So here, let's say I'll do another shape here, carve it in, go to the corner, and carve to the next one. If they don't come out very well, part of it might be you haven't cut all the way to the corners. And then I just smooth that in. And then maybe I'll put one over on this side. When you are carving, this should be sort of like butter. We want it to be a little bit firmer than when we were building. just so the pieces, once you cut, the structure stays. If the clay is too soft, then it's going to move around on you, okay? Now let me show you the hole cutters. So this is a hole cutter here, a small one. And let's say that I want to, there's some dry clay in it. Let's say I want to make like some berries. So then what I do, the hole cutter, you push the point in, and then you turn the cutter, and then as you go around, it makes a circle. So let's say I have a couple of berries hanging down here. I push it in about halfway, then I twist all the way around, and then it comes out. And that makes a pretty nice cut. I don't think I went deep enough though, because it looks like I can't go all the way through. I didn't go all the way through. So I'm going to do it one more time. And now I can see it into the interior, okay? So this is the smallest one. And then if I wanted to do another one over here, I'll push it in a little bit further this time, so hopefully it cuts all the way through. There you go, and the clay comes out on the tool. You want to try and take that off, pick that out, and then you can do your next one. So you push it in, twist, and then bring it out. Oops, that clay got stuck. And sometimes the clay will go on the inside instead of the outside. And that's okay. We just leave it for now. When we cut off our lids, once we have our whole outside designed, then you can get those extras out.